Good morning. Is this the right sound? Nope. That was too close. Is this better? 1, 2, 3.
ready to sit down? Oh, I forgot to bring it.
Is it at your house?
Good morning, everyone. All right, everyone, we're going to start with a song, so I won't ask you to sit down because you're going to be standing up anyway in just a second.
Good morning, everybody. Let's stand up. Are y'all happy to be here? Yeah. We have New Person Sunday. Over 20 people. Oh my gosh. Isn't that wonderful? All right, let's start, Dan. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life. When I wake up and I am blessed. I am blessed. I am loved. I am loved. Every day of my life. I am love, 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 love. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am love. I am love. I am peace. I am peace. Every day of my life, I am peace, 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 peace. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am peace. I am peace. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed, blessed, blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. Good morning.
Well, that took the chill off. Well, good morning. Welcome, everyone, to Unity of Georgetown, and we're so glad to be our sanctuary this morning or home watching our live stream. And we know that you could have chosen to do something else, like maybe stay in bed and catch up on that hour that we lost yesterday for some God-forsaken reason. Why they do this twice a year, I don't know, but we all made it, and we're here because this is where we recharge our spiritual batteries. It's where the music, the message, which today will be delivered by our guest speaker, Reverend Janet Ellis, and the fellowship of other spiritual seekers like ourselves. And I like to think of our fellow seekers as spiritual companions. That's what Father Richard Rohr calls them. And these are the people who join us and help support us and guide us on our spiritual path. And they help us to become what Richard Rohr calls our true selves. And here in this sanctuary today, you are surrounded by those spiritual companions who will walk beside you on this journey. And this is a very special day because we will be adding 26 new spiritual companions. And I am not a founding member, but you can check me on this, Brian. That has got to be a record number for Unity of Georgetown for new members.
Probably a record for most.
Yeah. And when you consider the challenges that we've overcome in the past 6 months, it's so impressive. So impressive that you've all stayed the course and stepped up now to take ownership of your church as members. So this is a day of celebration, and we open our service with grateful hearts today. All right, now we have our mission statement that we'll affirm together. We are a thriving spiritual community, inspiring and empowering individual and global transformation as exemplified by the life and teachings of Jesus. And now we have some announcements.
Good morning. Oh, good. If you are here for the first time, we would like to extend a special welcome. If you are comfortable, please raise your hand or stand so we can say hello. Yeah, I guess. All right. Well, okay. This is the last day to submit a statement of interest to serve on our Board of Trustees. If you feel called to serve, please talk to Kathy Harrison, raise your hand, or Claudia Robinson of our nominating committee. And our annual meeting will be held on March 23rd in 2 Sundays following the Sunday service at the Oaks that day, not here, but at the Oaks in 2 weeks. The purpose of the meeting is for the church leadership to report to the membership on ministry operations and to call for a vote to elect new and confirm interim board members. Statements of interest for all board candidates are posted on our website and in our weekly newsletter. We celebrate Birthday Sunday the first Sunday of each month. We don't have anyone signed up for the breakfast on, cake, not breakfast. Yeah, would you please bring breakfast on April 6th? That'd be so kind. For the cake on April 6th, please see me after service. The next weekly Let's Get Metaphysical meeting is on Wednesday, March 12th at 9:30. If weather permits, we'll meet at Legacy Hills Park, or Renee Barnes' home is the backup at 405 Rockport Drive in Sun City. If you would like to receive emails about the weekly topics, please see Rita Casey. Rita, over there, she's the one. You can stay in touch with upcoming events by checking our website or the weekly newsletter, or email us at unitygeorgetown@gmail.com.
Well, the order of service says I'm doing laughter is the best medicine, but I'm sure hoping that Dan has an Irish joke for us.
Uh-oh. I can tell you one that there's one I cannot ever tell in here, but I'll tell you what it's about, but I can't tell the joke. There was one I heard years ago about a leprechaun nun, but no. Okay. I've told this one before, but it's been a little while.
Okay.
So, Murphy was heading into the pub, and a nun sees him going in there and jumps in front of him and says, "Halt, do not enter this den of iniquity." And he said, "Oh, I'm going in." And she said, "Well, think of your parents." He said, "Well, they're dead." "Well, think of your wife and kids." He said, "I'm divorced and I have no kids." "Well, think of your poor brain." He said, "What about my brain?" She said, "All the brain cells are going to be destroyed by you going in there and partaking in the drink. And he said, have you ever had a drink before? She says, no. Well, then how can you tell me what it's going to do to me if you've never experienced it yourself? He said, tell you what, I'll get you a drink, and you can try it yourself and then see if you think it kills brain cells. He says, oh, well, I don't know. He says, what would you like? She says, well, what would a lady drink? He said, gin. Okay, well, bring me a gin. I guess make it a double. And he says, she says, but can you have him put it in a plastic cup so no one will know? He goes in, walks up to the bar, and he says, I need a double gin, but I need it in a plastic cup. And the bartender says, is that crazy nun out there again?
Here warming up, I had to get Cindy and Carol to warm the bowl this morning because it doesn't like to ring when it's real, real cold. It's very different. Oh. Can you hear? I said my bowl doesn't like to ring real fast when it's 32 degrees. So I had a couple of warm-ups. It's different than sports, but it's still something we need. So let's see if it will warm up. Yeah. See how much longer?
Today's daily word is awake. Quite appropriate again for, I guess if you're not awake, you didn't make it and you're not here. The affirmation is, I am awake and fully present to life. The inspiration for today's daily word comes from Mark 13:37. And what I say to you, I say to all. Keep awake. Awakening from sleep, I pause for a moment to feel the energy of a new day. Birds outside my window sing a greeting. My still closed eyelids sense the morning light. Letting go of the delicious relaxation of sleep, I stretch my limbs, open my eyes, and rise from my bed. Awake, fully present in mind, body, and soul to each activity of this day and to each person I meet. I feel truly connected. I engage fully with my daily work, study, prayer, and fun. I notice details in my surroundings and see expressions of love and kindness I may have overlooked. Each moment becomes more vivid and meaningful. Nothing feels ordinary when I am awake. My life is a journey of discovery and appreciation. Please say with me twice. And what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. And awake and fully present to life. I am awake and fully present to life. Obviously, I was not quite awake.
It's that extra hour, right? All right. All right, let's do our second congregational song. I feel the Spirit moving in me. You want to stand? Come on. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Let's move a little bit. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the love 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 moving in me. Let's sing. I feel the joy moving in me. 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 I feel the Spirit 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 moving in me.
Good morning. I have my notes written on the back of a page out of my Cats Are Better Than Therapy calendar. And I feel the Spirit moving in me. So let's stay together our statement of being and vision statement. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. Centered in God, we co-create a world of love, peace, and abundance.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything never knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us by and by.
With that beautiful song in our hearts and minds, let's open ourselves now to all that is. Let's quiet ourselves and go to that place deep within that knows and knows that it knows. In that space, we know God is all there is. God is within us, around us, surrounding, enfolding us, and in this world as us. And so we open our hearts to all those around the world, all those around the world who are speaking words of love and light, all those who may be speaking in tongues we don't understand, in every temple, every mosque, every ashram, every church, every synagogue around the world, we join together to speak the truth. So as we feel this love and light surrounding us, we bring into our conscious mind anyone we may want to bless with extra love, extra thoughts, extra light. And in your heart of hearts, say their names aloud or silently. And know with me that we are one and we bless the world. And so it is.
For your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Well, all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a teacher. I've known you as a friend. And I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Yes, you have. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, oh Lord. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, yeah, yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down and surrendered now, I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing. All my life you have been faithful. All of my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. So good with every breath. Every breath that I am able. Every breath that I'm able. I will sing. I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Yes, I am. Of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
Let's just sit for just a moment and just allow that beautiful song to seep into our spirits. Thank you, beautiful music team. All right, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today. It is Reverend Janet Ellis. She was here about, a month and a half ago. She's an inspirational speaker who has shared her message internationally. She's an interfaith minister, a life coach, and author. And I'd like to show you this book that she has written called Wake Up, which is also the title of her talk today. And if you're interested in taking one of these home, there are some on the back table that you can purchase after the service today. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what she has to say. And it's her mission to inspire others and help them make positive changes in their lives. And today, it's our turn. So let's welcome Reverend Janet Ellis.
Good morning. Okay, this is interesting to me. So I pick a talk about waking up, and the talk, the reading today was about being awake, and we lost an hour. Timing is everything, isn't it? Anyway, I'm so blessed to be here today. I'm excited to be a part of this as well on the new members. This is so exciting for you guys today, and I think it's just amazing. I have been involved with Unity since 1986, so it's been a long time for me, but I can vividly remember the day I walked through the door the first time, so it's a true blessing. So the book is Wake Up, Break the Generational Cycle, and Be Yourself. So what I thought I might do today, since none of you know who I am, is share a little bit about myself. But one thing I'd like to read out of the book, there's a gentleman by the name of Tim Madigan, and he wrote a book called I'm Proud of You. And he became best friends with Fred Rogers. Y'all know Fred Rogers? Yeah, Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So at the time I was publishing the book, I had to find somebody to write a foreword. I never knew how difficult that was, to try and get somebody to commit to something like that. And he was willing to do this. So in the fall of 1995, I met and became close friends with Fred Rogers, the icon of children's television and one of our culture's secular saints. It was time of great inner pain for me, and from the first, Fred tried to coax it out into the open. He called the pain my furies. Anything mentionable is manageable, he would say. Or he would quote his good friend, the great Catholic writer Henry Nouwen, who said, "What is most personal is most universal." In other words, my anger, my sadness, my depression, my shame was not something bad, but part of my humanity. And in fact, what I most shared with other members of my species. A year after we met, Fred sent me to he sent me Henry's latest book, The Inner Voice of Love, A Journey Through Anguish to Freedom. It was Henry's diary of the time he spent recovering from an emotional breakdown. Fred told me that he thought it was one of his friend's finest books because it was his most personal, which is often the most universal. I am reminded of these things now after reading another book, this one by Janet Ellis. I wish Fred could have read it too. He would be as grateful for it as I am. Janet, like Henry, has gently reminded us by telling her own amazing story what it truly means to be human, and that we are not bad because we suffer. We suffer because we are human. But the primal pain is unnecessarily compounded, one of the greatest of all human afflictions. I believe is not that existential suffering, it's the isolation and shame we feel as we work so hard to conceal the often messy truth of our insides from another. Janet, like Henry and others, in what I think it is now a growing human movement toward authenticity, invites us out into the light to tell the truth about our lives. As Janet herself demonstrates, that brave truth-telling is not the end of the story. In many ways, it is just the beginning. Much healing and authentic suffering needs to be done as we explore old wounds and give them the attention they deserve. But in that journey, the burden becomes gradually less heavy, and we are revealed to ourselves. We learn what we were truly put on this planet to do. Janet was put here to help us heal. She's a minister, a life coach, and a speaker, and now an author. This book is brave, generous, and wise. It's not easy reading. She, in fact, dares you to read it, then to take up your truth and start down the road to healing. Please take her up on her dare. She's been down that road before you, and with these words, lights your way towards freedom. Tim Madigan. So, here's the story. I come from a beautiful family of 3 siblings and myself. I ended up being the middle child, and I fit that one to the T. I was the baby for the longest, for about 5 years, until my younger sister came along. Anyway, then I fell into that middle child realm right after that. My parents both were full-blown alcoholics. My dad died of cirrhosis of the liver at 54. My mother died of lung cancer at 57. I was 28 when I lost my dad, and I was 34 when I lost my mom. And in that process, there was a lot of anger. There's a lot of resentment, a lot of fear, a lot of all those feelings that you have when you feel like you've been done wrong. I think it could be a country and western song. So anyway, I remember when I first walked into Unity, the first 6 months I walked in there and I'd sit at the chair at the very back of the room, and I think my head is embedded in the wall in the back there. There's a little shiny space there where my head sat. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. But the blessing was my mom. My mom and I were very close. And at one point, in this time of my life, I was married for 3 years, and I was done. I mean, that was it. My mother had been married twice. She was divorced now. I heard all my life, you're just like your mother. So I wasn't going to do what she did. So I ran home to Mama, and I said, can I move in with you? Could I live with you? Could we grow old together? Can we just be the bestest friends ever? And she said, only if you'll go to church. And I said, I'll do anything for room and board. So I showed up, and I've been involved ever since, and I've loved every minute of it. But the thing about it is the wake-up part. You guys, we can't do anything. We can do nothing for ourselves. We can do nothing for anybody else until we wake up ourselves. We wake up to the beauty of ourselves, not the beating up of each other, but the beauty of ourselves. No matter what is going on the outside of us, no matter what drama is going on, no matter what is going on, we have to be awake to ourselves. Now, this is my take on it, okay? My little ego humanness. We got a lot of sleepy, walking dead people out there that don't know that they don't know that they don't know. You know? And it's true. They're blinded by what they've been integrated with their whole life. And so if there doesn't come a time where you take the time to look at yourself and to work on yourself, and that was the beauty of Unity for me, because I was so hungry. I was so hungry for knowledge that was different than whatever I had heard when I was growing up. I was so hungry, and I started taking all the classes, and I started doing all the workshops, and I started doing everything I possibly could, read every book there was. I now know who Henry Nouwen was. I didn't know who it was until I met Tim Madigan. He's amazing. The man is just mind-blowing. And I love all the prosperity books and just everybody that I've been able to read on. Now, in regards to that is the interfaith part of me. I started out as an LUT for Unity, but the realization was I could only do for Unity, and I wanted to do so much more. And so what I chose to do was to start studying all religions, because we're all working on the same thing. Honest to gosh, we're all working on the same thing. It's just that somebody has to do it differently than somebody else does. And you even know that truth for your own congregation. I mean, within this circle right here, there are people that do their thing, and then there are others that have to go somewhere else and do it. I mean, it's just how it works. But the beauty of this was the waking up. The moment I woke up, it hurt so bad that I could barely breathe. But once I did, the awareness and the possibilities and the genuine gifts that I started receiving were amazing. And so it's so important that we understand that it's up to us, right? It's up to us to be able to do that. So in the book, there are steps that I took to help people understand and work on what they want to work on. There are tools that I used. Now, it may not work for everybody, but it was the tools that worked for me. And so I share them. But along with that was, it was the learning that I learned from different religions that really blew my mind in regards to my truth and who I am. At one point, I did my studies online, so I did the Zoom thing for a while. It took me 4.5 years, and there were 13 religions that I studied. And so what would happen is they would tell me once I took the test, once I did everything that I was supposed to do via the internet, they wanted me to go find this religion out in the community and work with them. And so I did, and I found this beautiful temple, a Buddhist temple, And next thing I know, I'm in Thailand for 6 weeks meditating with the monks in Chiang Mai. It was amazing. And they taught you how to let go of stuff. I mean, they took everything away from us. They took the phone away. They took the computer away. They took my suitcase away. And they taught you how to pack your stuff in a box about this big. And that's all you got for 6 weeks. Didn't talk to the husband. That was okay, but I mean, he missed me more. But it was just fascinating to be able to see, even though I couldn't speak the same language as them, they were on the same path as I was. The words didn't need to be spoken. The connection and the power and the energy that we felt between each other. And it was so amazing. They had just built a temple to sit 1 million people. And I sat with 1 million people meditating at the same time. And the biggest excitement for all of them that knew me was, could the American squat over the hole for the toilet? They were so worried about me because they didn't have toilets there for us Americans. And I did it, by God. I mean, I learned to meditate, and I'm just sharing a little bit of, It was amazing, though. I mean, we had to take on precepts as they did. The monks give up 273 precepts. I gave up 5, and it was fun. Not. But I lost 12 pounds, and that was great. So it was just this process, this process that you go through. But the thing I need you to understand, it is about waking up. Are you awake? Do you believe you are awake? Now, the ego is there, is it not? We are human beings. But do you truly believe that you are fully awake in the moment? Right here, right now. I'm asking. Anybody willing? Yeah? For the most part? That's wonderful. I know, and it took a lot of years for me to get there. I'm awake as I can be awake today with the knowledge that I have. Now, that knowledge could be old stuff still wandering around out there from the family dynamics. It could be also the knowledge that I got from working on myself and all the work I've done in the past however many years it's been. And it could be a combination of lack of belief or having belief of what is taught to me is true and real. But you got to know that it's right for you. That's the beauty of it. When I get up here, I'm a nervous wreck. I know I don't look like it, and I carry it well. However, I have this beautiful time in the morning before I go anywhere. I'm a nervous wreck, and God love my friend Beth, who came with me today to support. It's like, I'm okay. But reality is, it's nerve-wracking, and I don't know you, and you don't know me, and I want to make sure that I invest a great point for you to be fed today. And so I have this thing now where I sit down, and when I meditate, this started a number of years ago. I just start breathing deeply, and then all of a sudden I hear this little voice in my ear, we got this. We got this, baby. We got this. And there's an angel on either shoulder, little tiny beings just sitting there going, let's do it, man. We're going to have fun. And I realized recently, I finally had this awakening. This is my mom and this is my dad. Yeah. And I mean, it took me years, but I know it's them. There's a part of me that knows that it's them. So you're waking up every day if you allow yourself to do that. And how powerful that is. I mean, truly. I'm looking at Beth. I've had experiences. Okay, here's some stories. I love shoes. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love shopping. So I'm in Houston with my cousin, who is legally blind from a stroke, and I go and visit her and help caretake her every 2 months or so when I can. But she always wants me to take her shopping. So there's this one little boutique we go to. Now, if I had not been awake in the manner that I think that needed to be, we walk in the store, the lady there has these boots on. that were phenomenal. You guys can't relate, but the ladies, the boots were the bomb. Red sparkly boots with the, oh my gosh, heels like you wouldn't believe, and I don't wear heels anymore. Anyway, $107, right? I just stood there and petted them. They were so pretty. They had one pair left in my size. They were 80% off. $23.45, man. Was I awake then? Yes. And I know that sounds crazy. And then yesterday we went shopping. I brought a sleeveless dress to wear today. And I didn't pack well at all. So we run to a couple of boutiques and we're just kind of walking around shopping. And we're in this one store and we hit the clearance rack, $15. Y'all need to go shopping with me. It's about waking up. It's about being very aware and acute of what's going on around you. Most of us, and I know this has been asked of you before, when you're in a car, do you wonder sometimes how you got where you got? Yeah, because you have no idea how you got there? Are we awake then? No. Good point, right? It's amazing. Thank God for God, because somebody got me there. It's amazing when I realize that I have been sitting in a moment of not being awake, and then I do wake up. And that's what the fabulous piece for me today is. I'm very aware when I'm not awake. And that's the big piece. Because in that moment, I can change it, right? Yeah. So that's the big piece. And I know everybody's got a lot of stuff going on in their life right now. I can't even begin to share what the dynamics are anywhere. You know better than I do. And you've got to be sure that whatever it is that you're working towards is what is the most passionate for you. If passion is not involved, then you're wasting your time. If you're not awake to what you want to be and how you want to show up in the world, then you're wasting your time. You guys, it's so important that you're waking up to your passion. If you're not living what you love, then stop doing it. Now, that's easy for me to say. Well, not really. I did it. Man, I was working in this corporate company. I'm an extrovert, putting data in the computer. It didn't go very well. And I had just gotten married, and I ran to my husband crying, going, it's either money or sanity. And he said, you don't make enough money. So I quit. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And it was in 2000 when the world was supposed to fall apart and all the computers were going to shut down. And oh, my God. And I didn't know what I was going to do. So I ended up going to this yoga center. And the yoga center was closed. It didn't open that day. But there was a flyer on the window. I was awake enough to see this. There was a flyer on the window. And the very first workshop that was listed up there was The Path, Creating Mission and Vision for Work and Life. And I was standing there in the rain laughing, going, good God. I get it. I need to do this. So I called the facilitator, and I talked to her, and she told me it's a 3-day weekend and how much it was, and am I coming? And I said no, because I told you I just quit my job. My husband's the only one supporting me. And she goes, so you need a y'all are so good. You're awake and you got it. You need a scholarship. And I went, what does that mean? And she said, just come. And I did it for free, and it changed my life. And I worked with that woman for 6 months afterwards, making up for what it is that I needed to pay for that weekend. Not only did I become phenomenal in that facilitation, but I also created that program for teens. And for 8 years, I've been in high schools mentoring teenagers for them to learn how to be a human being, not a human doer. Right? Yeah, lower income kids that think the only thing they can do is go to work or get somebody pregnant or marry somebody out, whatever. And they end up realizing this light bulb goes off. It's fascinating to watch them. They know now that life is bigger than they've ever known it before. and that they can go pursue what they want to pursue out of passion and love, not because they have to. It's important. And thank God these kids are getting it. How many adults are walking around here that don't even have a clue? God, and part of my passion about this is neither one of my parents got how important they were. Neither one of them. They were so amazing. I adored both of them, absolutely loved them. My father was my knight in shining armor. My mom was my best friend. And they never knew their own worth, no matter how hard they worked. My dad, boy, he worked till the day he died. It was just amazing. So it's so important to me to finally wake up myself and to share it with others so that they can know their importance and their passion and their power. We need each other so desperately right now. And it's not about fighting about who's wrong and who's right, because nobody is. Nobody is wrong or right. Everybody's a human being doing the very best they can. And we need to be there to support each other. And for that, I'm always grateful to be awake to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Janet. All right, so this is the time in our service where we will welcome our new members. And what we're going to do in just a moment, first I'd like to ask the members of the board to come up so that we can all stand here to support them. And I hope you know who they are, but this is Tom Horn, Therese Finn, Shannon Kingston, Brian Mitchell, and Claudia Robinson, your Board of Trustees. And now what we're going to do is well, first let me say a few things. I think it's so important to welcome and make a little bit of a deal out of these new members who have made this commitment to join Unity Church of Georgetown, and each one of them brings unique gifts, strengths, talents that will enrich and bless our congregation. And we believe that it's no accident that they're here at this time and place. We believe that each one of them was guided to take this step to advance their spiritual journey, and that they will find here the message, the soul friends, and the inspiration that will help light their way and help them to continue to wake up and to help all of us wake up as well. So we open space for them to find their place among us and become part of the flow of giving and receiving that keeps our spiritual community thriving and healthy. And so now I'm going to call each of you by name to come up and stand at the front of the sanctuary facing the congregation. And as you do, you'll be presented with a pamphlet and your name badge. And it is going to get a little crowded up here, which is a wonderful thing. So as you come up and kind of spread out across the front of the sanctuary and maybe even into the aisle if necessary. So Douglas Barber, please come forward. We'll have a chance to applaud them and bless them at the end, but if you want to get out of here by 2, it's going to be like a high school graduation if we don't. So Eileen Barber, please come forward. Renee Barnes, Renee is already here. Rita Casey. Emma June Conley. Jeff Estrada and Phyllis Hanvey. Rebecca Gilmore and Scott Gilmore. Jerry Hobbs. Jerry? Linda Horn. Jeff Klein. There he is. Esther McGee. Sandy Moore is already here. Jim Moore. There he is. Carol Nichols. Marette Reed. John P. Riley. Magdi Salib. Renee Schwartz. Rudolfo Subieta. Rudolfo. Okay. Deb Tosick. Stephanie Walsh. Cindy Wedeen. And Gail Wilson. So I think a few of our new members are sleeping in today. Now, new members, could I ask you to come kind of spread out this way and face that way? We're going to do a little welcome ceremony. All right, yeah, please do. So I'm going to ask you a question, new members, and I'll ask you to respond, I will. New members, will you join us with open minds and hearts, support our church with your unique gifts and strengths, and help us move forward to manifest our vision and mission? We will, great. And congregation, members of the congregation, will you accept and welcome these new members as friends and spiritual companions? Will you support them in their spiritual growth and join yours? I forgot to call Huck up. Huck, come on up.
You're in trouble.
I did not do that on purpose. All right.
Get a ride home now.
All right, let's go back and do that again. Members of the congregation, will you accept and welcome these new members as friends and spiritual companions? Will you support them in their spiritual growth and join your strengths with theirs to manifest our vision and mission? We will. All right. Now, please join in giving our new members our unity blessing. New members, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Welcome home to Unity Church of Georgetown. Yay. Yes, you may sit down or stay up here if you want. Either way, it's fine with me. Thank you all. It was a long road. Welcome. All right, so now is the time in our service where we pledge our tithes and offerings to our spiritual center. And if you would like to take your gifts in your hands and hold them as we affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God.
Everything I see, everything I do is blessed by your hand, God. I give it back to you. Everything I give, every thought that's true is magnified and kind, God. I'll give it back to you.
Come forward and we'll dedicate our offerings. Please join me. We bless and dedicate these tithes and offerings as an expression of divine love, and we release them to manifest that love in our community and in our world. Thank you. And now let's take a moment to bless the children of the world, our future. These are the ones who will be inspired to heal and transform our planet. So let's send our love to the children of the world. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Reminders today, our prayer chaplain is Judy. She'll be available to pray with you after the service, and we'll be here again next week at the atrium. And thank all of you who participated in our service today, and remember, hug a new member after service. Now let's sing the peace song together.
On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to